Hello, 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 hello. My name is Claire. Welcome back to my channel, Cool Claire ASMR. Thank you so much for chilling with me today, or tonight. So, it's been exactly 1 year since I posted my first video on this channel. So, to celebrate, I wanted to make a part two of my very first video, which was a tracing and show and tell about some of my artwork. So, in this video, I'm going to show some pieces that you've never seen before, and some recent drawings that were in another video, but it'll still be nice to trace them again, and maybe you haven't seen them, so let's get started. Okay. So, first up is this piece from my high school art class journal. So this piece is from 2016. And as you can see, it is many eyeballs with all these crazy patterns. Did you get a close look? And if you've seen my other art videos, you know that I love to draw eyeballs, and that's always like a big focus, and that makes sense. I mean, just look at my pillows back here. So, I have just always been drawn to this sort of imagery. Don't ask me why. But anyway, the prompt for this journal, because we had to write a little piece about each of them, was something that you're afraid of. And so I'll read what I wrote to my teacher on the back. It says, this picture may, and it's dated 9/1/15, so it's actually from 2015. This picture may suggest that I have a fear of eyes, but this is not the case. My fear is being watched unknowingly. Sometimes I feel like someone is watching me when I'm alone. Like right now. It's a creepy feeling, and I don't like feeling that. This picture also applies to the fear that people as a whole are being watched by some unknown government group, which that is somewhat true, but to what extent? ? Anyway, I also just like to draw eyes. Speaking the truth here. My first idea for this was to draw a snake, but that's pretty generic. And my teacher said, love this. Which is funny because I'm not even afraid of snakes, really. I guess I just couldn't think of anything. Let's see how many eyes are in this picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Which is how old I'm turning this year, coincidentally. I just remember that I procrastinated doing this assignment and just stayed up way too late working on this all night. But it's still like one of my favorites that I did for that class, so oh well. Okay. Another throwback art piece I have to show you tonight is this one from 2017 of this very sad lemon labeled Sour Kids Only. And if you watched that first video, you may recall a sad strawberry and a sad broccoli that I showed. Those are much more recent. This one is the original in that sad produce series that I am on a continuous loop of drawing. So this one has all the typical qualities of my art. The melting eyes, rosy cheeks, the disdain look, bold colors, not a lot of shading. I've gotten better about that though. So let's see. I'm still very proud of this, obviously, though. That's why I'm showing it. But it shows how even keeping up very similar techniques, how my art has improved over time. The sounds aren't as good with this flimsy paper, but we'll try. I have this here as well. Looking at this, I kind of want to draw a new sad fruit or vegetable. What should I draw? Leave me a suggestion. What's your favorite fruit? Okay. The next is my other favorite artwork from that senior year art class that I took, of these 3 floating heads. And this is a rather large piece. Hold it like this to get it all in the frame here. So this was originally my portfolio for this class. So we made portfolios out of construction board, and it was our first poster board, I should say. And it was our first project for that class. And this is just what is left of it. I cut it out of that big folder. So originally these melted down into my name, and we just kept all our other artworks in there. But I was extremely proud of this, so I wanted to save it. And it's definitely a little faded because it's been facing my window for several years now. So we have this one here, who's the least melted. Just their eyes melting. And then we have this one in the center. With his spiral forehead. And I like the way I did the cheeks on this one, actually. And this one is before Copic markers, so it's Sharpie and colored pencil. A true throwback. And then this one, I think this one's my favorite. The blending isn't very good because, like I said, I was using Sharpies and colored pencils and trying to make them blend together. But overall, I like the concept of this one the most, I think. This one is also melting the most. And I like the diamonds. And this is the first time I ever did this kind of like lava rock background. And I definitely like to do that in a lot of my more recent pieces. So I feel like this was definitely a big turning point in my stylistic journey. And it was always amusing to me to carry this around school because in high school, I didn't really talk to anyone that wasn't in like my little friend group, just because, I don't know, I wasn't very friendly, I guess. I mean, I don't know, I've always been one to not talk to people first, but I'm much better about that now. But anyway, in high school, it definitely wasn't going out of my way to talk to people, so people didn't really know me necessarily. And so I feel like a lot of people were shocked when I showed up carrying around this. Like, what is what is this girl into? What is this? But I always got a lot of compliments on it, so I appreciated that. And actually, a kid I went to high school with commissioned me to do his album cover for his rap album in this style. So I did a portrait of him, and his face was all bejeweled and everything. And it actually did look like him. I was quite proud of myself. Made a whole $15. It's embarrassing how little I charged, but I didn't care. But I was proud that it actually looked like him, because realism hasn't always been my strong suit. Okay. I think that's enough time with this one, even though it's still one of my faves. Okay. Next up I have my sketchbook. And this one's much more recent. This one is from 2020. And it is from right at the beginning of the pandemic, so it is pandemic themed. And it was when everyone was in that panic buying stage, so some of these little figures have toilet paper that they're hoarding, and they got their masks on. So this piece might be kind of controversial, which is amusing to me, but anyway, it's about how a lot of hate crimes were being committed against Asian Americans because, you know, it's their fault that the virus happened. So this was just my reaction to that. So this one in the middle, everyone's eyes are on them, but as you can see, they're not the ones that are sick. There's other blobs in the crowd that are sick and trying to conceal it while casting their blame on other people. But in reality, it's no one's fault. It's a bat's fault. But I thought this would be a good one to trace, not because I want to cause an argument in my comment section, but because I think these little guys are good for tracing. But I feel like the ASMR community is pretty friendly, so it'll probably be fine. And I used those Posca markers for this one, and this is like one of the first pieces that I really use that as a main material, so I got a good sense of how they work. So you can see where it kind of ripped the paper up a little bit. Okay, I don't think there were any others I wanted to show you in this one, because I think I showed you all the good ones from before. Just take a quick peek here. I showed you the broccoli the last time, also from 2020. There's some cute little sketches in here like the snail. Some things that went unfinished. This is another unfinished one with more shapes. You can see there's a face that never got added to. I don't know, sometimes I just get bored with a piece. Oh, this one I'm using as my little channel icon in the corner of the video. It was actually for a t-shirt contest for the band Turnover, and I made this collage and this little guy, but I never submitted it. But it didn't go to waste because I'm using this now as our little mascot. Okay. Yeah, I think that's really it in here. And then the next two are both ones that you've seen before if you watched my art supply video, but I still wanted to show them because they're some of my most recent drawings, because truth be told, I don't draw completed pieces very often, so I still wanted to show them off in this video so I would have enough, to show you to make a substantial video. So you can see that lava rock detail that originated in high school is present in this one. I just love the contrast of the black and the red. And then we have this little guy right here, and they're smoking. It's in the shape of a head. So in my mind, this is like they're thinking about their ex that just broke up with them. This is from 2021, by the way. And kind of like all these bright hues are supposed to be like, I'm a clown, feeling like a clown. It's like when you feel sad over something that you feel like you shouldn't because that person really hurt you or was really bad to you, but you feel stupid for still being heartbroken. Because I definitely was in that place last year, so definitely a reflection of things that I was going through. But I don't smoke, and you shouldn't either. Just feel like I should say that. Maybe it's the nurse in me that feels compelled to say that, but let's use the little letter opener on this one. So you can see how this is the same, but like just improvements, like I changed the way the eyes are done. It's a little cleaner, more confident. Still loving the big, bold colors though. Okay. Next. This is the other one that you've already seen. And again, smoking. Of this skeleton lady. I called this one Ghoul Friend. And she's smoking her face off there. Got her spine coming out. This one's also from 2021, of course. And I was pretty happy with how the hair turned out on this one. More of a realistic vibe to this. So I was pretty happy with it. And I love this little detail of the ripped ribbon right there. And actually, a local gallery was having a competition for artists that made art during lockdown, and they were like, no violence. Does this count as violence? Probably. I didn't end up submitting anything because, I don't know. I just didn't want to have to rip my drawing out of my sketchbook, honestly. So, I feel like some of these might have been rejected though. It's a little graphic. They also said no drugs, so the cigarette would probably get it disqualified as well. But like I said, the little details I'm really proud of in this one. Here on her neck and around her mouth where, the cyanosis has set in. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the last piece I have to offer for tonight, and it is a brand new one, so that's exciting. Oh, actually, I have a little bonus. If you watched my drawing you video, then this is what I showed at the end of the video, which this is from 2022 then. but obviously this was pre-drawn because it would take me more than 20 minutes to draw this. So I'll show you what I actually was drawing during that video because it's pretty funny. So here's what I was trying to emulate. And then this is what I actually drew just to get the sounds. Pretty terrifying. What you see online, what comes in the mail. Yep. Very original joke right there. Okay, anyway. I just thought if you'd seen that video, you might enjoy that. This is the last drawing that I want to show. And this is definitely a deviation from my typical work. But when Bell Hooks passed away, a lot of her passages from her book, All About Love, were floating around. And there was this passage that ended with the essence of true love is mutual recognition. And when I read that, I just had this image in my head, and I just like kept thinking about it, and I was like, you know what, I should draw that. So this was what came to fruition. So we have the warm colored and cool colored individual, and they're able to see each other's hearts, and their true colors are reflective of the other. Of course, I love a good space theme, but honestly, I'm really proud of this one because there was a lot of details, and I sat down and committed myself to working on each one. Which sometimes, like I said, it's hard for me to finish something if I lose interest in it, but usually if I'm really excited about a drawing, I will finish it right away. I like this light imagery around them as well. Let you get a good look. All right. I think it's about time that you got to sleep, okay? And this is all I wanted to show you for tonight. So, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for 1 year of support. I've been having so much fun making videos for you all, and I hope that we can continue on this journey together. So, have a good day.